Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack.
Well, the revolution is now complete. The show is mine. No. Jack is off today. A rare day that the Jack Henke show is without Jack Henke. Wow, I should have combed my hair before I went on the air. Okay, that's fine. Get down there. There we go. All right. Call my hair's agent. He'll never work in this town again. Anyway, welcome to the Jackless Jack Henke show here on CPL Radio on our Facebook feed and as well as on our YouTube feed and a few other feeds. We are going to feed you till you're stuffed. Very nice weekend. This past weekend didn't have a lot of rain, but and we could use it. I cut my lawn and it sort of looked like I was cutting through a desert. It's just this blast of brown coming out of my lawnmower. But yes, I have cut the death. It's shorter death now, and that's good. So July 4th, the week is underway here on the Jack Henke show, and for all of you as well, Independence Day. We'll be off tomorrow as a programming note, but we will not be off tomorrow. We are going to be working hard. That is, well, I don't know about working hard. We're in a parade. Jack has been named in a decision that will be, I'm sure, dissected and Monday morning quarterback for years to come. They have decided to let Jack be the grand marshal of this year's parade. So, wow, I don't know. It should be wild. It's my first. Actually, I was dialing back. I think I was in a parade when I was in Cub Scouts, and I did well. I walked a straight line. Actually, it was another Washington Street. It would have been Two Rivers, I think. So Washington Street and Two Rivers. Now I'm conquering Washington Street and Cedarburg. So going right to the top. Hey, let's talk about our underwriters. We like to do that here on our show. And let's see what we can do here. Where did I put that? Here it is. Okay, hold on. Usually Jack's talking a lot while I'm doing this. So let me see if I can run the board while speaking. No, that's not what I want. There we go. Mel's Sheridan. No, not Mel's. Excuse me. See, this is the problem with doing multitasking on a Monday. Mr. Bob's Under the Bridge. As you can see here from this very recent post, they are in need of towels, new and gently used. It is Monday. Monday's a drop-off day. So if you are in the neighborhood of Mr. Bob's Under the Bridge, which is 2360 Dakota Street, Grafton, Wisconsin. And they need your towels, new and gently used. They have a shower trailer that they take down to Kosciuszko Park to help their friends when they are down there on their Saturday excursions. And nearly new or slightly used bath towels and washcloths. So if you have some to donate, please do. And if you have some time to sort, well, reach out to Mr. Bob. I'm sure Mr. Bob himself will be more than happy to talk to you about that. So that's Mr. Bob's Under the Bridge. We do like highlighting them on our show every single day. Next up on our roster of friends, let's talk about the Java House. All right. So they're doing this whole boba thing, and that's great. And let's look at this, shall we? I keep thinking this is a Jell-O mold, but I'm sure it's not a Jell-O mold. There's no way Lisa is selling a Jell-O mold. This actually is star-shaped lychee boba for the 4th. Lychee. Kind of interesting. And I'd like to give it a try. They also have something called watermelon lemonade with lychee popping boba and jelly stars. They've gone insane over there. So it's not a Jell-O mold, I promise. give it a try. Maybe I'll get bold today and try the mold. No, that doesn't sound good at all. All right, let's just move on before I get in more trouble. That's the Java House right there in Washington. We'll be marching past them at the parade tomorrow. One more friend to talk about. Let's see if I can find them. There we go. Mel's Charities. All I have for Mel's today is what they call your Monday pick me up. What's more? What is more patriotic than that? Ross and Andy getting down. There's some audio there too. Let me see if I can bring that in. There we go. Okay, let's try it again with audio. It looks like they're going to dance along. All right, there we go. Ross and Andy getting down. Mel's Charities. I think their next outing is their either their golf outing or their Mellapalooza, which is a big event they do in Grafton. Check their website for details. They're brand new, repatterned, refreshed, and refashioned website. I have a comment. How nice. Let's see if it's a nice one. Well, Jack, we're doing really well without you, let me tell you. So this is the smoothest the show has run, and it's never looked better. All right, there we go. Moving on. So we're going to hustle things along here today because without Jack, we are going to play a couple of interviews that we've done recently. So kind of a rerun, kind of not. If you missed them, we're going to actually play those. But first, most importantly, the flagship sports reporter of Ozaukee County, our own AJ Bocchini, and looks like he's with his agent today, so it either means he's in trouble or I'm in trouble. Let's find out. The Bocchini boys, Doug and AJ, good morning.
What's up, Bulldog?
Hey, Bulldog.
How's it feel to run solo today?
You know, it's like power coursing through my veins. I feel like almost like a despotic Latin American dictator right now. But I'm sure this too will pass.
Oh, man, this is good.
How are you doing?
Good. We're just, enjoying the fourth weekend, and we're good.
Excellent. Taking a day off today, Doug?
I have the day off. We shut down, double holidays, so
very nice.
Long weekend for everybody, which is great.
That is great. Over there at Kohler, they take long holidays. You hiring? So anyway, AJ, what's going on in sports? I caught some baseball this weekend. It was a pretty good baseball weekend for Wisconsinites.
Yes, it was. It was very good baseball weekend for Wisconsin. 2 out of 3 against Pittsburgh. You can't complain about that.
Not a bit.
We got the Cubbies this week, Cubbies and Reds this week. So it's a pretty big stretch for the Brewers. They have 10. Their next 10 games are all against the division. So and then they got the All-Star. They have 7 going into the All-Star break, and then 3 coming out the All-Star break. It's kind of interesting. They play Cincinnati twice in a span of a week because they play them going into the All-Star break and then coming out the All-Star break. So
it's seldom I get to say this phrase, but those are red hot Reds.
Right. Exactly. They're young and they're inexperienced and they don't know any better. So they're winning a lot of games, and it should be interesting.
Yeah. It feels like with the Brewers, a lot of the pieces are really starting to kind of fall into place. I do feel, though, that their bullpen might not be quite where we'd want it for a final run. Is that
accurate? That's correct. The bullpen is not. The bullpen is shaky. They actually just designated Matt Bush for assignment, the guy who gave up the lead on Friday night. So he got designated for assignment, so he's out of a job.
Well, they just kind of sprung on that one, didn't they?
Yeah.
They didn't drag their feet or take a meeting first. No,
no, they didn't drag their feet on that one. But it'll be interesting. They'll see what with the trade deadline coming up. We'll see what they get. It'll be interesting.
But Woodruff back, maybe that gets
Woodruff back will shorten the bullpen a little bit. So if they get him back, that'll shorten the bullpen a little bit. We'll see when they get him back, but even if they get him back in August, I'm pretty confident that his length will shorten the bullpen a little bit. So
I hope so. I mean, That's a pretty catastrophic thing to come back from, and you don't know what version of arm we're going to get back.
Right, exactly.
So what else is shaking in the weekend?
We do have. I didn't catch the score last night, but we do have a lengthy stretch of games for the Chinooks. I think it was when I looked it up. It was 9 of the next 11 are home.
Okay.
So if you're interested in going out some Capco excuse me, I got to get the sponsor right. Moonlight Grand Field. If you're interested in going out over the weekend, they're at home the 3rd today and the 5th, and then they're at home the 7th and 9th. So if you're interested in going out,
absolutely, go sling some ice cream. Are you going to be working that whole stretch?
No, I'm working. I'm hoping to work the 7th, but
okay.
I'm not working the 3rd or the 5th. So
okay.
I'm hoping to work the 7th.
Sounds good. Hey, our friend Jackie Decker says, Jeff and the bikinis have things well under control, Jack. No worries. That's right. We are.
Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that.
We need all those votes of confidence. That's
we need the vote of confidence. Yeah,
absolutely. Anything else shaking there, AJ?
So the other thing we have is you brought up the parade tomorrow.
I did bring that up. Yes.
So we got the parade tomorrow.
Holy cow!
So it came up quick, but it'll be fun. So.
It did come up quick. What's great is I'm not nervous. Look at that, steady as a rock. I'm not nervous at all.
not shaking at all.
No. Tower of Jello.
No, but that should be fun. I'm excited.
It will be fun. It'll be an experience. That's for sure. Looking forward to it.
Hey, what about the box?
Oh yeah. Lopez re-signed for $48 million.
48 mil.
48 over 2 years.
So nice.
It's actually they did a pretty decent job allocating money because Lopez re-signed for 48. Chris re-signed for less than expected.
Yeah.
And then they brought back Jay Crowder too. So they did a pretty decent job.
What do we attribute those kind of lower figures to? Do they need Doug for an agent, or are they? I mean, why are they accepting these lower figures?
I think it's because of the continuity of the ball club. A lot of guys wanted to stay around and try to give it one more run. I mean, let's tell it like it is. The Bucks are getting older, and they're going to probably have one more run in them with this core, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then they'll probably have to get a little younger around Giannis, but we'll see.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're old and they're, I mean, how old is Lopez?
Lopez is 35. He'll be 37 by the time the contract's up.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're not going to snag top dollar with knees and elbows that are 35 years old.
I didn't realize this, but Chris is the youngest of the he's besides Giannis, he's the youngest of the other three. He's 31 years old. He's 31 years old, so Chris is the youngest of the other three. And then you got Lopez and Drew, who are 35 and 32, I think. So.
Okay, sounds good. I want to sing "Who Let the Dogs Out" here in a minute, but I hear four-legged tapping.
For some reason, my bride is outside whistling like she wants the dogs, and the dogs are inside.
Joke's on her.
Yeah, exactly.
I do have a little bit of a plug.
Please,
Bulldog. I got a message. Last week we were talking about me communicating with Vinny Rattino. Well, his book is going to go out today. So
excellent.
It'll be interesting. His book is going to go out today, and he said that I know he's busy, but he said that he would promote it on social media too.
Oh, very cool.
It'll be awesome. So
excellent.
It'll be awesome. So.
Well, the agent's got to be happy about this. You're just closing deals left and right here.
Oh yeah. He's becoming big time now.
Yeah. Try and use the platform, boys. That's all we're going to do.
That's what you got to do. That's absolutely what you got to do. So, what's the rest of the day look like for you guys?
Nothing.
Beautiful. I love those days.
I don't think we have anything really planned. Yesterday we went out to listen to a little music in Elkhart.
Yeah.
And we don't really have anything planned, I don't think.
Fantastic. All
Yeah,
right.
listen to an old time guy, Dave Steffen, who there way back when was a band called Sunblind Line.
Okay.
So that was a pretty popular band in southeastern Wisconsin, and
Okay.
he's still cranking it up. So
They do like rock and roll covers, that type of thing?
no, he plays a lot of his own music.
Yeah,
Oh, originals,
he
cool.
wrote
Okay.
a lot of music and for many years. So a couple songs, but
Yeah.
that he brings back. But most of them are his own music that he's written. So
And
Nice.
to plug the food, it was really good too.
Oh yeah. What were they slinging yesterday?
Chicken nachos and avocado fries, I think.
Ooh,
Yeah.
avocado fries. I don't think I've ever had that before.
Fries covered in avocado with like cheese or something like that.
Nice. Like
here's the rental dog. There's my
Oh,
son's
good morning.
son.
Oh, all right. Ask him if he wants a show. Got 24 hours to fill on CPL radio.
Yeah, so it was really good. It was fun. So it was fun. And then,
Excellent. Good day.
and then
Without a doubt.
I'll be in Mequon on the 5th, so I'll be at the game on the 5th. So.
Oh, excellent. All right. Are we
Yeah,
gonna,
AJ didn't get home till last night, so we had 2 days of fireworks before that. Because
all right.
Yeah.
How are your dogs handling all the snap crackle pop out there?
They stay inside.
They don't like it.
They stay inside. So on Saturday we were able to take the boat out and the lake has it, and we can go right out on the lake and
Nice.
kind of see it. So that
Very
was
cool.
beautiful.
Yeah, without a doubt. Great time of year. This is
Yes.
good time to be a Wisconsinite. And obviously tomorrow, as AJ mentioned, stop by the Cedarburg Independence Day Parade, the parade that is nationally and world renowned. And we are going to be heading up the front. And I hope they give us a map. I don't know where we're going.
10 a.m., right? I think.
Yeah, that's right.
We got to be there at 9:30 to line up.
Yep.
That's us too.
So if we wind up in Kankakee, all right, it happens. I mean, whatever. Fill up the tank all the way, all right? Right to the top.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, gentlemen, thanks for the report. Really nice to see you guys on a Monday, and it'll be great to see you tomorrow. Should be a wild trip.
We're looking forward to
Awesome.
it. Take care, Bodo.
All right, fantastic. Take care, Bikinis. AJ and Doug Bikini with our sports report here on CPL Radio's Jack Henke Show. And we are going to move on now to a couple of interviews we've done recently. And if you've seen them before, I apologize. If you haven't, great. You came to the right place. So this first interview is one we did about, I'm going to say a month ago with the youth group of the League of Women Voters. They are kind of branching out and getting more young people involved. And although it's funny to say that because these two were such firecrackers, to put it in 4th of July perspective, it sounds like they don't need to get them involved. It's like they were already just prime time ready. So let's spin this interview. It's just Jack, so it's not a Jackless Monday. It'll be the ghost of the machine. And here's Jack interviewing the youth department of the League of Women Voters from about 30 days ago. And after that, I'll pop in and we'll talk about the next interview we did. So away we go.
Okay, we are here. This is a big day. This is a great day, actually. It's really rewarding for people to see young people, the youth of America, applying themselves into something they believe in and are actively engaged in. So I am proud to introduce Marissa and Abigail, two of the founders of the League of Women Voters of Ozaukee County Youth Group, correct? Or how do I have that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about starting up this organization.
So I can go first. Hi,
Okay.
my name is Marissa, and I am one S, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I am going to be a senior next year. And I sort of joined the youth group because I have always sort of had an interest in politics, which is kind of rare for someone my age.
Yeah.
But I always thought about how important it is, number one, for once I get the opportunity to be able to vote, but then also to educate some of my peers who don't think it's as important, that it is something that's really important. So I'm going to turn it to Abigail because she was kind of the kickstart to this group.
Abigail with a tan.
Yes, hopefully soon. But my name's Abigail. I'm from Mequon. I am almost done with being a senior in high school. I'll be attending Wellesley College next year. So I cold called the League of Women Voters of Ozaukee County President, Christy Schwann. I don't know what gave me the energy to do that, but it was kind of fun being the catalyst for getting a youth sector involved with the League of Women Voters of Ozaukee. So I just called her. I said I'd like an internship. She said we don't do internships. I said okay. So then I spoke at their kickoff event, and that's where I met Marissa. That's where I met Jane, and just a lot of really great other young women who are youth and who want to be involved in the voting process. So it's been just so much fun getting to know all these young women and the older women who've been supporting us through all of it.
Yeah. I didn't just show up randomly one day.
Yeah.
I knew our sort of advisor, Miss Victoria Benson Ora.
Oh,
And
I know. I know her well.
And my family is good friends with hers. And one day I was talking with her and she was like, I think I have something that you might be interested in. And I was looking for something at the time of like to get active in our community. So when she brought up the League of Women's Voters of Ozaukee, I was like, oh, sure. Like, I didn't ask any questions. I was like, yeah, this sounds great, you know? And then, as Abigail said, it was like our kickstart event of the year where I met her and got to hear about her experience. Number one, sort of like coming up with the idea of the group, but then also she was a delegate to go to Girls Nation, which is through Badger Girls State. It's something done by the American Legion, which I will be going to this summer now. But she was chosen as a delegate to go to DC and be
wow
at Girls Nation, which was crazy to me. So
well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Tell us, Abigail, what's Girls Nation about?
Yeah, so
besides something that all the Boys Nation wants to know about because they want to know where all the girls are. But anyway.
Yeah. No, that is very true. So Girls Nation is sponsored by the American Legion Auxiliary. So 2 delegates from each state in the country who go to their respective ALA Girls State end up attending Girls Nation. So I was one of 2 of about 600 people from the Badger Girls State who ended up getting selected to go to Girls Nation. So I spent a week in Washington, D.C., just meeting with politicians, meeting all these like very politically oriented younger women. And we made bills, we ran a federal government. And yeah, I got to meet my senators. I had a run-in with my congressman, but he didn't see me. So it's okay. I just said hello.
A run-in?
Yeah.
Sounds like a drive-by.
Near the elevator. To be that cliche, but it was just a fantastic experience, and fingers crossed that Marissa, gets through the process this year. So
is that Glenn Grothman?
Yes.
Oh God, I don't blame you for not talking to him. Oh man, okay. He's gruff. So excellent. It sounds like a blast. So you got to meet the senators?
I did. Senator Johnson and Senator Baldwin.
Nice. And how did you find them personally? When you get to meet them in person, you only see them on camera most of the time. What was it like?
Well, I had met each of them prior because of another program I was involved in.
Oh my God, you're in everything.
I try.
You're a machine.
Yeah. But Senator Johnson is so tall. And I'll be honest with you, like I'm 5'0", like I'm very short. So I was so intimidated because I'd only seen him in interviews. But yeah, he looks the same as he does on camera. And then Senator, just very like tall. I don't know. Tall and a little intimidating, to be honest.
Good. Okay. And what about Tammy Baldwin?
I also was able to recognize. We had appointments with them, so we knew what time to get there. But she was just so nice. They were both incredibly nice to me, which was very nice because as like a teenager who likes politics, not everyone's going to be nice to you about it. But she was really kind. So
Excellent. Excellent. So I have to go back to the first thing you said, Abigail. And don't worry, Marissa, we didn't forget about you. I just wanted, there's one thing I have to follow up here. You said you cold called the leader of the League of Women Voters. How the heck did you know how to do that? How did you get her name? How did you do that? What were you talking to friends? Did you say one day you said, wake up, I got to call the League of Women Voters? What did it? What drove that?
this is so embarrassing, but I remember.
Good. We'll remember it then.
Good. But in AP US history, which was my favorite class I took in high school, we actually read about the League of Women Voters and how it's one of the oldest pro-democracy organizations in our country. And I was like, this is really cool. So I wanted to get involved with it on a local level because I've done a lot of policy oriented activism, but I kind of wanted to do something that's more community oriented. So I went on the website, I found the president's phone number, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'll just call. So
nice. So Marissa, how are you finding the organization? Do you like it? Is there stuff to do?
Yeah, there is stuff to do. We kind of started off at the beginning of the year. We had the opportunity to go and help out a local brownie troop in the Grafton area. They were introducing something called their democracy badge. And they invited us to come and sort of help these girls sort of learn a little bit about the importance of, number one, voting and being active in our democracy, but then also just talking about why it's so important. And I think that was a really fun thing. We did some crafts with them. We read them some books. We did a mock voting of what's your favorite snack, to see how it turned out with their other girls in their troop. So that was a really fun thing to go and do. But then I can say probably for both of us, one of the really exciting things was here actually at the library, we held a nonpartisan panel discussion with some candidates for District 60 regarding how they ran for office. So we got to meet with Dan Larson and Samuel Krieg, and that was really cool to be able to show everybody who came that we are able to have a nonpartisan discussion and that it's not as polarized as it may seem, which I thought was really cool.
Very cool. You two are blowing my mind. Not only are you young and smart and involved, but you are all for the nonpartisan thing. We need you to lead and get those old farts that are all encrusted in their positions, get them out of there. You guys are the present. Like your thing says, you're not the future. You're not just the future. You're the present, right?
Yeah, our little motto is "We are the now." Talking about youth vote, which is why we're really excited. Actually, on June 14th, we are hosting a Flag Day celebration downtown Cedarburg at the Student Union. And we are going to do some Flag Day trivia. We are going to have free voter registration assistance, sort of looking for newly graduates to come. But of course, everybody is welcome. But sort of to get the word out again about voting, and then also just have a good time and just celebrate Flag Day.
And you bring up a good point. You're a walking good point, Marissa, because you're not 18 yet.
I'm not, no.
And you won't be till next year sometime, right? You're going to be a senior. Yet that didn't stop you from joining and getting into it, right?
No,
And I mean, so this isn't only for people who are 18 and can register. It's for people who want to know what's going on or should want to know what's going on.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's really important is that voting, the importance of voting is not just for something that you come out and realize when you turn 18 that, oh, I got to go and register for this. I'll put it off. I think it's important for people to recognize that it's something that you shouldn't put off. And it is one of our civic duties, and that it's important, even if you can't vote, to encourage your peers to vote, to encourage people who may not think that voting is that important, that it is. And it's really worth it to invest your time into looking who your candidates are that you may be voting for, where you can get registered to vote, what polling place do you have to go to. And I think it's just good to have this group to sort of start that conversation.
You bet. How tall are you?
5'3".
5'3". Okay, you're 5'3", and Abigail's 5 feet. If we put Abigail on your shoulders, and you guys could see over Ron Johnson, you guys should be in there instead of Ron Johnson. I think you guys do a better job, the two of you. You're a couple of dynamos, for God's
We
sakes.
appreciate it.
That's fantastic. So, all right. So Flag Day. What else? You have any other activities you have planned? Or before you even answer that, say someone sees this, they're interested. What's the best way for them to get involved with your group?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say there are two things you can do. We have a Instagram, and we are open to people like direct messaging us. Just a quick plug. It's LWVOZ_youth vote group. But otherwise, we also have the League of Women Voters website, which is lwvozaki.org. So if people go on there, there's a contact us form. Reaching out to Christy Schwann or any other of the board members for that matter. They're very responsive via email. So anyone of any age, as long as they are 16 or older, can be a part of our group, can be a part of the league. Marissa and I are fully functioning members of the League of Women Voters. Yeah. We just have a student designation.
Great. Okay. Is there any limit to your membership? Is everyone welcome, or?
Everyone is welcome, regardless of gender.
Yeah, I think
really?
that's a point to bring up. The League of Women's Voters, even though the name kind of turns some guys away because they think it's only a women's organization, it was called that because it was for women's suffrage and getting the right to vote for women. Mm-hmm. So the name sort of stuck because that's how it started. But we have a lot of male members as well in our Ozaki League, and we are welcome to all people.
Excellent. That's cool. All right. What haven't I asked you that we should talk about?
Let's think. What else did we do this year?
We observed elections.
We did. We observed elections and opened that not only to us, a part of the youth group, but also some other kids at the high schools in our area who were able to go and observe voting, which is pretty cool.
What do you do when you observe voting? What's that? What does that entail?
Yeah, so you have to go in and of course we had to email somebody. Tracy Setti, I believe.
That was for Cedarburg, right?
For Cedarburg, I know. She is sort of in charge of that. So we emailed her and asked permission to observe. And then you wear like this little tag that says observer so people aren't looking at you weird, like what's this person doing walking around, you know? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And while we were there then, we kind of just got to sit in the middle and talk to some of the people who were running some of the stations. About what the steps they were going through and what they were doing there essentially, which was pretty cool. And it was the Supreme Court election when I went. And that was really cool because for me, like I go to the town polling area just because of where I live, but I went to the city of Cedarburg's polling area. And I think it was so different because like I have always gone with my mom or like my sister when they went to go and vote. I would just go and walk in with them, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think it was cool to see, of course, at like the Supreme Court elections, but also like the primaries about how many people actually showed up because it was like groundbreaking this year in Wisconsin for the amount of people that showed up. And it was cool to just see that firsthand.
Okay.
Yeah, that was sort of my experience.
Yeah, no, excellent. Well, you two are kind of like freaks of nature because you're so smart and so involved. But normal people, what do you think, honestly, was the tipping point for normal young people in the United States to start? I mean, it's different now. People are involved. They voted more and they're turning out more to vote. They're more interested. What caused this groundswell of that?
I think there's a variety of factors. I think with a lot of the Supreme Court decisions this past session, I think that was a big factor, but also something that the league has been focusing on specifically is the issue of gerrymandering. And I think a lot of people feel that their voice has been suppressed over this past year, whether it has to do with, especially in Wisconsin, the whole ballot box issue, just like all these ID restrictions and things like that. And I think the fact that people feel so suppressed by current restrictions on their voting, as well as like their voice being kind of like declining because of that redistricting, I think that was a big factor as to why more people thought, well, now I really need to get my voice out there before I get repressed even more by whatever laws we have going. So I also think that organizations like ours and others there was a huge effort to get people on college campuses to vote, especially for the Supreme Court election. They served 10-year terms on our state Supreme Court, which is crazy. Like, that is one of the longest terms that a judge can serve unless they're tenured. So I think that was really important too, especially with our current political landscape.
Yeah. And another thing that like we as the youth group want to focus on this year, our sort of focus was of course about the voter importance, but when looking at the youth vote, some of the biggest topics or like driving points for people to go and vote are number one, like Abigail said, like gerrymandering and feeling that their vote matters, but also environmental issues, economic issues, and then also equality. So in the next coming year, our hope for the youth group is, of course, still to spread the word about voter education, but now also to move forward and have another like pinpoint focus on environmental issues. And then hopefully the year after that, look at equality and just sort of have like this rotating motion of different topics each year, but of course still having the overarching theme of the importance of the vote.
Triple E.
Yeah.
Equity, environmental, and elections, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Yeah,
You could be a part of the league.
Yeah, whatever you say. Yeah. Is there an age where you get bounced from the youth up to the regular league or the League of Women Voters? Is there like when you turn 21, you're out of the youth and into the national group, or is there anything like that?
Yeah, so we're technically part of the regular league, but because we are still students, so I will be a student member until I'm no longer a student.
Okay.
In college, high school, whatever that entails. So it's just a pricing difference, quite honestly. It's just yeah. But otherwise we can do anything in the national league and we can do anything in the state league.
Do you foresee yourselves being part of this organization for onward in your life, in your lives?
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, cool. Good. You're not just short timers then. That's good.
No.
Gotta love it. Great. Okay, well, I'm very impressed with the two of you. You're not only intelligent and eloquent, you can sit in a room with Bulldog, and that ain't easy because he is just a pain to put up with. So I'm very, very, very proud to have met both of you. It's wonderful. Really, you guys are great. And keep it going. So what, Flag Day, it's the 14th. It's next Wednesday.
Yep.
Right? And what are the hours? Uh-oh, 4 to 6 p.m. next Wednesday, the 14th. Okay, I think the compliments went to your head there, ladies. God, you handle all the stuff that you can handle our senators, and you don't know what time the Flag Day thing is? Oh, my God.
Thanks for coming in the clutch.
Yeah.
You really helped us out there.
Oh, yeah, you have people that take care of those details for you. But you'll be there, and you'll be there to talk to people if they're interested. There's no pressure to join or anything. It's just come and see what's going on, right?
Yeah, and we can sign them up to join. We can give them our information, give them the league's information, whatever they need. Okay,
cool. Anything else would you like to say about the registration or what's going on in the world or anything like that?
I don't really have anything except for thank you for having us today. It's really an honor to be on this show and have us talk about something that we both find passion or are passionate about.
Okay. Well, here's the thing I find passion. We have passion. Everybody on our show gets asked this question. It's the very first question usually people get asked, but since you're so with it that we didn't want to start with it. But the question is creamy or chunky for peanut butter?
Creamy.
Crunchy.
Oh.
Democracy in action right there. We got one vote for each. Cool. All right. And that's we favor the crunchy, but that's all right. You're okay, Abigail. You've done your work. You're okay. We'll let you hang on. Okay, cool. Well, thanks very much and keep up the good work and come back anytime.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Yep. Take care.
All right. Marissa and Abigail of the League of Women Voters Youth Group. They're talking about a Flag Day event, which obviously has already elapsed, but that's okay. Anyway, while that was playing, I finished off the last of the blueberry pie. So if you're looking for the blueberry pie, oh my gosh, look what's going up there. There's an extra tuft. I just was not ready for today's show in a hair type way. Let me see if I can get that down. There we go. That's why radio people wear headphones, so you could actually tamp down the alfalfa spikes on top. Anyway, it was outstanding blueberry pie. It was from Meyer, and I highly recommend it. Blueberry pie and coffee. I would actually go so far. If you had asked me a few months ago, what's better with coffee, blueberry pie or apple pie, I would have said apple. But blueberry is giving apple a run for its money, in my estimation, anyway. And that's fine. Okay. Next interview we're going to move into, and then I'm just going to let this interview play, and that'll wrap the show up for the day. I'd like to remind you again, please do show up for tomorrow's Independence Day Parade in Cedarburg. It is, besides the fact that you have masters and geniuses at the head of the pack as the Grand Marshal, the Jack Henke Show. What a coup. Cedarburg will never be the same. We're doing that tomorrow, so come on down and say hello, wave to us. Don't throw fruit or vegetables, rotten vegetables. And the wacky Jack Henke Show squad will be at it tomorrow, right at the front of the parade. So come on down. Parade starts, I believe, around, is it 10? Get there early because it's going to be hot from what I'm seeing meteorologically. It's going to be pretty steamy. So come on down. Come early. Go to the Java House. Try one of those gelatinous things I was showing you before. Anyway, we are going to show an interview next with, just from, this one's actually really fresh. It's from last week, I believe. Terry Sweet, or as Jack likes to call him, Terry Effin Sweet. Oh, we got a comment here. I better bring that up. Ooh, let's see here. What do we got here? Nice shirt to hide the pie stains. Yeah, looks like blueberry, doesn't it? All right, there we go. But we got Terry Sweet. We just played this interview last week, but it's worth spinning again because it's an opportunity, one, to help Terry out and get his music out there. And number two, it was a great interview. Actually, Jack did a really good job. Made me sick to my stomach. To dole out compliments to Jack, you have to understand that I've had root canals that feel better. But nonetheless, Jack did a good job with this interview. And the song is called The Days of Diana. And beautiful song off of Terry's new album. So I thought I'd play this again. And we're going to go a little overtime with this interview because it's about a half hour. So we'll be spinning up until about 9:15 or so. And then I'll pull the plug. I'm going to get a little more pie. Actually, there's a little sliver left. I might just do that and enjoy the interview. Thanks again to the Bikinis, AJ and Doug, for popping in this morning. Thanks to Jack for giving me the reins to the show. This needs to happen more often, Jack. It feels good. I feel very powerful here in the satellite Saukville sunroom of CPL Radio. Here's Terry Sweet. No show tomorrow, but we'll be on. Come on down. Take care, everybody. Let's see if I can do this right. Here we go.
Terry Sweet is joining us now. I met Terry like 130 years ago. My father introduced me to Terry because Terry, professionally, that's how we met, is a professional writer of original music and jingles, as they're known. So we started talking years and years ago, and he's done great work for us, and continues to do so. But the most exciting thing is that he's now working on his own original material in addition to working on business stuff. Right, Terry?
That is right. How you doing this morning, you maniacs?
He's talking to you.
Yeah, I tell you.
You know who you are.
By the way, Russ said both books are great. Finish and Guardian Devil. I think you like Guardian Devil better, but still.
That's okay, Russ. Thanks for the shout out.
I like Guardian Devil. I've read it.
Cool.
I've read the book. Good book.
All right. Now, enough about me. Well, it's never enough about me, but Terry, let's talk about you. And what's your new project? What do you got cooking?
I am working on a song called Days of Diana.
And
it's the second single I've promoted from the album. In today's world, you might make an album, but you release singles. One song, one song, one song. That's just how the world works today. And so this is the second one we've done. We did that Skimpy Bikinis and Vodka Martinis first. And this is the second one, Days of Diana. And I'm real excited about it. Really
Excellent.
excited about it.
I'm interested to know, Terry, how do you decide the order of when to release? Is it just something you feel?
There's a lot of that. Yeah, a lot of that. I'm used to putting together songs for a set, and you sort of develop a sense. You want to start big, you want to end big. Anything that's slower or whatever, you want to put in the middle somewhere. But you want to develop a sense of momentum. And so that's how I see this whole project. It's all about momentum. And how are we going to develop momentum? How are we going to maintain momentum and even increase momentum? So that's a
good parallel to life. It's all about momentum.
It really is. Yeah.
I get. Sorry, Terry. I guess that's why you release it one at a time. So you build that momentum, right?
I'm sorry, I can't hear him for some reason.
I guess that's why you release it one at a time.
Is that why you release them one at a time? Keep the momentum going.
Well, yeah, it is. And just in today's world, most people, if they want to listen to something, they go to Spotify or they go to YouTube or something like that. And not as opposed to the way it was 2 decades ago or 3 decades ago, people then would put in a CD or play an album, and they'd play the whole album. Today, they don't do that for the most part. Very few people start an album at the beginning and play every song of the album. They just don't tend to do that. So they do it song by song. And so the marketing is following, the cultural norms. It just makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Days of Diana. This is a single we're on, and you've released a black and white version online. It's been
put together, in today's music marketing, not to get too into the weeds.
No, keep going.
But, most music marketing is done through social media today. And you're constantly looking for content to be pumping out so that there's something every day or every other day, something to post somewhere. And music companies are saying that if you're promoting a song, you probably need 3 or 4 videos for it. You need a performance video. You need what they call a lip sync video, which is you out in some sort of setting, lip syncing the song. I mean, nobody really thinks you're out in the middle of the woods, recording this, but it sort of looks like you're singing the song, and it gives them a little bit of character. And they do what's called a lyric video, and that might not be you in it at all. It might just be scenes of the ocean or whatever, and the lyrics follow the song. So there's stuff like that. And you just keep doing that. So this video is the first one I did, and this is a performance video. So you can watch us performing the song.
It's very cool. And online, you had a black and white version. I thought of this last night. I woke up in the middle of the night. We got the first fucking full color one on this show in the world.
Sir, you do. I have not released the color one. I put it out in black and white. I thought the black and white, my original idea was to do it in black and white. I think maybe it just there's something about black and white that I like, and it has a cool factor to it, and it has a sense of history or something. You look at black and white and you feel like you could walk back into history 200 years ago or whatever. And I wanted this song to feel like that sort of epic historical feeling to it. And so that's why I did it in black and white. But we also did it in color. As you know, when you're doing video, you can do color. You can just flick a switch and boom, it's black and white. And so this is the color one, and I thought it'd be kind of nice to premiere it on your show.
Excellent. Fabulous. So it's a great day. We have an extended play of AJ. We have No Bulldog, and we have the world premiere of your colored music video of Days of Diana. Anything else? Why don't you want to give it a listen in a viewing?
Let's do it. And then I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
2, 3, 4.
Feeling poor was a chore, but we had all the love we could carry. Oh, the days of Diana. Voices were echoing out from the mouth of the canyon. She has a secret that she doesn't want you to know. But she was the treetops and I was the wind. The days of Diana, the best it's ever been. Struggling now to remember it all, but it's floating away like black autumn leaves on a river. Desperate days turn to desperate ways into loving surrender. Hers was a passion so tender. Those were the days when our love was ablaze and it meant our survival. I was renewed by her touch and the look of her smile. She was the treetops and I was the wind. The days of Diana, the best I've ever been. Somewhere in time there's a legend and rhyme of the days of Diana. The bleeding has stopped, but I carry this hole in my soul. Now I'll be the treetops and she'll be the wind. The days of Diana and a measure of sin. But she was the treetops and I was the wind. The days of Diana, the best it's ever been. The days of Diana, days of Diana, the days of Diana, days of Diana.
There you go.
Woohoo! That was
Excellent. That was excellent.
Thank you.
that was awesome, man. Very cool. What do you think? You're smiling.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. And do you like the color one better than the black and white?
I like the lights in the background, so that's cool.
Yeah. AJ votes color so you can see the lights better.
Okay. That's true. Yeah.
You know, color makes everything more vibrant. Black and white feels a little moodier.
Well, I'm a moody bastard.
You are. Black and white can be fun though too. You know, a very famous one, movie that was Mel Brooks fought to get Young Frankenstein. In black and white because the studio did not want to pay for it, but he wanted it to look and feel like the old horror movies. So it's just a feeling. The mood was right. He was right about that, and shit, you can do both. You don't have to choose one or the other. So you're in good shape. True. All right. So about the song.
The song tells the story of an entire life of a relationship that happened. And it's start to finish. It's, if you look at the lyrics, times as they were, we knew little for sure. Because you get together and you're young, you're 19 or 20 or whatever. And, you don't know squat at that age. You think you do, but you don't.
Right.
And Traveling poor was a chore, but we had all the love we could carry. Well, we were poor. We were poor for a long time. I've been a freelancer all my life, so I go through periods of being poor.
Right.
And I've been real poor at times, but we really kind of stuck together and stuck it out and sweated it out together. So that's what that's about.
It started, Terry, if I could interrupt, please.
Yeah.
Because you and I were talking about this a little bit. You said you started out to write this as you heard it or felt it as an epic, like out of mythology.
I did. That was my whole original idea, to write a piece of mythology. I don't know if I'd been reading some Greek mythology or it had just been on my mind. And I was thinking, I've never heard a song about, that sounded like Greek mythology. And so I came up with this Days of Diana. That sounded kind of mythological to me. And so I started writing the song, and I wrote the whole song, and I thought that's what I had done, just to show you how off you can be even about your own stuff sometimes. And the very first person I played it for said, well, was that cathartic to write that? And I went, cathartic? Why would it be cathartic to write a piece of mythology? And they went, I don't think that's what it's about. And I went back and looked at it, and I went, oh my goodness, this is autobiographical. I didn't even realize it. Even after I'd written it, I didn't realize it. And now I look at it and go, how could you not realize it? Right.
Well, it's a perspective of, in so many things in life, you're so close to something, you can't see the big picture that other people see clearly. It's amazing. And then you take a step back and go, holy shit. And that sounds, you had that holy shit movie.
Yeah.
We got a comment review from Jackie Decker, Slinging Sammy's over the weekend. She said, Terry, you are amazing. Love your music, especially Days of Diana.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jackie.
Yes, she
Love
is
that.
beautiful. Yeah, very cool. And there are some lyrics in there that, I would describe, from my perspective, I want to tell you, I listened to the song about 10 times since yesterday, and then I left, Terry, listening to you, I put it on repeat on Spotify and just let it rip overnight. And I didn't take it off until just now. But to me, it's a very interesting combination of being, it's a mover. It's not what you would consider a cathartic song. I think a cathartic song, like something slow and very filled with emotion.
Yeah, it's not really like a slow ballad.
No, it's not. But at the same time, it's haunting, and it's a very interesting, I would say, unique balance that you've achieved with that song about being a mover but also haunting. You don't hear that all too often.
I like that word, haunting. That's a good description.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it feels that. And tell us about the treetops and the wind. Give us a little bit of background on that.
Well,
please.
As I've already revealed, this is autobiographical. This is about my relationship, the whole life of that. And it's a young couple that was poor, struggled and all that. But she became an addict, or maybe you're born an addict and it reveals itself with whatever you get stuck with.
Yeah.
Hers was alcohol. And, for example, just before I tell you about the treetops and all that, the line that leads up to that, voices were echoing out from the mouth of the canyon. She has a secret that she doesn't want you to know. To me, that's really the voices in your head. There were signs, then you didn't pick up on them, or you didn't want to see them, or whatever. So she's obviously keeping the stuff a secret. Now, she had this little thing that she said from time to time about being the treetops. She saw herself as the treetops. And I didn't even quite know what she meant by that. And every couple of years, maybe, she would remark that she was the treetops, or she would be the treetops. And finally, one day, she made a comment about being the treetops, and I said, well, then I'll be the wind. And she just kind of melted at that. And then she went around, she told all her friends, I told him I was going to be the treetops, and he said, well, I'll be the wind. And so that sort of became a running line, a running recurring motif of dialogue between us. You know, she's the treetops, I'm the wind. And in fact, in the song, and this is to me, of course, this might mean something different to everybody, but you know, through each chorus, it's she was the treetops and I was the wind. But after the event that ended her life, you know, and I remarked the bleeding has stopped, but I carry this hole in my soul. Anybody that's lost anybody knows what I mean by that. Then the next chorus is the twist, because I go, now I'll be the treetops, she'll be the wind. More of a spirit thing being the wind.
Right.
So that's that turnaround. Then I finish and I say, once she was the treetops and I was the wind.
Mhm.
So there you go. Did I bring everybody down?
Well, no, it's not bringing everybody down. It's being, when you're the greatest, one of the greatest strengths we can have is the strength to be vulnerable, and that's what you just did. You just displayed your strength, and it's tough because it ain't, life ain't always a movie. There's not always a magical happy ending to the thing.
Yeah.
And
I tried to make it one.
Yep.
And I didn't.
Yeah. Well, it's nothing. It's all, the person has to make the decision, and you did what you could to influence that decision, but sometimes it doesn't always go the way you expect or want, or
that's right.
So the hole in the soul is also very apropos as you move forward. So, but the thing is, I think when you can talk about things and when you can reveal things about yourself, it helps other people. You know, so other people feel what you're feeling, don't know quite how to put it into words, don't have the gifts and the hard work that you have had to put it into, make yourself such a great musician and songwriter. They're two very different talents. So what you've done is shared that. I think it's a very uplifting way to start the week, because to know that other people are, it ain't all great shit going on all the time. And sometimes just knowing other people are, you never know what other people are facing. You really just don't.
And everybody's facing something.
You bet.
And a lot of people have dealt with stuff like this. And, you know, it's my hope that they hear this and they get it. They connect with it, you know, and, you know, maybe just crystallizes some of their thinking or whatever. They maybe empathize, and maybe there's some comfort there.
Good. That's excellent.
Yeah.
AJ, what do you think of the song?
I love it. I love it. You know, it's always, you know, writing and songwriting are one and the same. You know, anytime you put some pen to paper, you never know what another person is going to react to it. So I love the song. I will probably play it today because I love the thought of it. I love the lyrics behind it. And now that you explain the meaning of it, it just means that much more. So I love it. So.
Cool. Groovy.
Cool, Raul.
Very, very groovy. Terry hates when I do this, but I always say, you know what that reminds me of? And I have to do it because I've been playing it and listening to it. And this particular song, the beginning of I love the guitar work, by the way, is wonderful. He's just really good. Here comes another comment. Love Days of Diana. Another great song on the album Keep On. And guess who that's from? Who's the biggest Keep On fan that you know?
Miss Patty.
Yes. The biggest fan in the littlest package. Patty Galoon Hansen loves Keep On. But beautiful. Days of Diana is very cool. It reminds me, the guitar work reminds me somewhat of the song Ventura Highway, something about at the very beginning by I believe it's America, not the whole song. And then there's something Fleetwood Mac-esque about it. I don't know. But not quite. That's what I mean. Both a little bit. I mean, and I'm not trying to shoehorn you, but you always think, oh God, that feels like this. And that's
just to interject on your point here. Mm-hmm. I'm happy to hear you say those things, because as you're trying to put together information for social media marketing, every every form you fill out, every one of them says, who are similar artists? Who else does this sound like? So I'm supposed to answer that.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, it doesn't sound like anybody. It's completely original.
Right. Yes, that's what for books. I say, what genre is it? And you say, nah, I don't know. I just invented a new one. No.
I don't even know what to say there. I've been saying classic rock. What would you call it?
Well, the two I just mentioned, I would consider classic rock, but I would consider them like classic songwriter performer rock. You know, there's a huge difference.
Songwriter.
Yeah, singer songwriter, but not just. It's not singer songwriter like James Taylor, where it's it's just him and a guitar. I mean, there's a lot of instrumentation. Speaking of which, I saw our favorite little shit, Kelly Dupuis Schmidt, on there as well. She was fantastic.
Yes.
And you got her in the right mood for the song, because I've never seen Kelly that long where she wasn't smiling. So she was feeling it. She was she had her Days of Diana face on.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did a good job.
Do you want to talk about, introduce the other people in the band, Terry?
Yeah. Starting with the drummer, Tim Sardina. He and I have played together for decades. So he's a fantastic drummer and lifelong friend. The guitar player, Keith Minicle, is more of a newer friend. And I met him, I don't know, 6 months ago, something like that. And really like him. I like his style of playing. He's a great singer. And you need that. You need that in a band.
Yeah, great vocals.
Yeah, thanks. And of course, Kelly, we talked about her. She's playing acoustic guitar and singing the high parts.
Mm-hmm.
And the bass player, Daryl Wheeler, he came with Tim Sardina. They play in some other bands and so forth. And so that's kind of where he came from.
Cool.
And so we put the whole thing together.
It's a tough. Where did you record that, Terry? Do you mind?
We recorded that at a place called TBC Studios, which is in Milwaukee.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
He did a good job. Mike Furkovich owns and runs that, does all the video shooting and editing and all that. And he did a good job. We had a lot of fun working on it.
Great.
We did some sharp angles from the sides and all that, and some from above. And it took us about a full day to edit that.
I bet.
So, because you got maybe 6 or 7 or 8 shots during any one lyric line. And it's like, well, which of these shots do you want here? And so we just had to work it out. Let's put this one here. I think I like that one better. And so, you work it out.
Yeah. I like this one of me. No, I like this one of me. No, I like this one of me.
Well, to me, particularly when you get to the part where it's the 3-part harmony and in the choruses, and I thought it'd be cool to have side shots so that you could see the sides of all 3 of us at the same. So we kind of lined it up to make sure you could see all 3 of us.
Yeah, that was cool.
3-part harmony stuff.
That was great. That really was.
So that was fun.
Very cool. All right, AJ, you got any last comments or words for Terry or for the people out there?
No, this is excellent. I think I really enjoyed today. We got some music, we got some finished stuff, so it was great day. It was a great day. So
what you're saying is the show is better without Bulldog. I heard it. That's what I heard.
That's what you heard.
That's what I heard. All that nice.
Don't tell him that as he's sitting in the dentist chair, though. He might run into some issues there.
He's got issues all over the place, man. Don't worry about that.
He's getting drilled this morning, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Lucky him.
Yep. Well, this is quite the opposite of Getty Joe. This is fabulous, and really enjoyed it, Terry. And you gotta keep on coming back. And if there are other local musicians you want us to highlight or feature, let us know, because it's great to have music, great to have talent. There's so many talented people in the world. People say, "Oh, Terry, you're so talented. You have talent, but you got to work your ass off in order to make something of it." I mean, that goes for any AJ's got a great story. He had to work his ass off to get Finish going, and now he's going to start another book. And it's stories and hard work. That's what moved the needle.
Yeah,
So,
that's exactly right. You have to develop it. You have to hone it. You have to get to the point where you're confident enough to stand back from it and view it objectively and go, does this really work right here? And if it doesn't, you got to get rid of it.
if it's important to you, this was driven home to me over the weekend. You have to, and my word of the day is commit. You have to fully commit to whatever you're doing. I mean, you can't say, it might be nice to do it, or I like to play guitar, or I'm a good, I like the piano. If you believe in it, it's something you really love, and you say, if you really love it, you should be able to commit to it. It's like people.
And
I agree.
And you have to take the time. Not only do you have to commit to it, you have to take the time to do it. You have to sit down and take the time to do it. You can't just commit to it and say, I'm going to do it. You have to actually sit down and put the effort in to do it. So.
That's right.
That's right. All right. So
cool,
great.
Man. Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sure. Thank you for doing it. I will play it on
Thanks.
the way. We'll end the show with Days of Diana, a replay of Terry's now world premiered colored music video. So it's like,
all right.
It's like the first part of The Wizard of Oz when it's black and white. You can watch the black and white one, then you can flick over to the color and see see the Emerald City.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
There you go.
All right, here we go. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day. Get your Mondays off to a great start. Thanks to Terry Sweet.
Thanks, guys.
And AJ, thanks much. Have a great day. Here's
Cool.
Days of Diana.
2, 3, 4. Times as they were, we knew little for sure. It was all so obscure. Oh, the days of Diana. Traveling more was a chore, but we had all the love we could carry. Oh, the days of Diana. Voices were echoing out from the mouth of the canyon. She has a secret that she doesn't want you to know. But she was the treetops and I was the wind. The days of Diana, the best it's ever been.